All right, hey, welcome back to BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. We're joined today with the Snow family, and Drive Safe Dave. This caught my eye. Number one, I'm scared of the geese. When I'm walking down and I'm out exercising and walking. When you're in Kansas, them little suckers will chase you around. They don't play around. They're mean. I think the Snow family, those a little nicer than that. Drive Safe Dave, I want you to take it over and talk to not the Goose family. It's not the Goose family. It's the Snow family. Here we go.
Hey, how are y'all doing today? First of all,
doing fine.
What do y'all think of the show thus far?
Walcott Iowa 80 always does a wonderful show. It's second to none.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun out here. You having fun?
Oh, yes.
Have you been to the museum yet?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get a pork sandwich yet?
Yes.
All right, that's all. I mean, you got to do a couple of
Made
things.
the circle, haven't we? Fixing to make the circle again on the pork
Yeah,
chop.
I know. Fixing to get another sandwich. Okay, so really what caught our eyes, we walked down, not only the geese that are running around here, but let's talk about what her name is.
Okay, the Goose behind us, Big Green Goose, is a 1996 Freightliner Classic XL. We bought the truck in 2005, and plain as dirt, but good mechanical.
Right.
And so that's 17 years of building on her. We just build what we can when we can.
Detroit 60?
It's got a
60 series.
60
series in there.
13-speed transmission.
There you go.
373 rears. The truck came out originally with 391s. As a little bit low geared for what we needed. So we didn't want to go up too far, so we just went 373s.
I got you. So I guess there's a couple other quick questions I want to ask you. This studio apartment that you have on the back of this isn't your normal sleeper, is it?
No, sir. This truck came out of the factory with a 63-inch able body sleeper.
Right.
About 10 years ago, we've done everything ourselves to this truck and trailer except paint the tractor and stretch the frame. So about 10 years ago, we found this sleeper in a salvage yard.
Okay.
It was actually being used for a shed. Yeah.
So let's put it on wheels and let's get it on the road.
Yeah, it's still a shed, only now it's clean and got her stuff in it, right?
So inside, it has maybe a small kitchenette and maybe what has it got, a shower?
It's got a shower and bathroom, and it's got a full kitchen, sink, 2-burner cook range, microwave convection oven, and
workout gym, movie theater, all that kind of stuff inside of it.
Yeah. You know, all the necessary things. Yeah.
and then she's a work truck though, right?
Absolutely.
She's a work truck. She's not just a show truck.
This is our only source of income, and as you can see, I like to eat.
I do too. We're on the same plane.
And if it ain't running, we ain't eating. So it's running.
Yeah. So where do you run?
We run the southeast a lot. The South I-10 corridor a lot in the wintertime. We pulled a bull rack till 2012.
I got you.
And health reasons, we sold out of that. And
got tired of pulling the dead ones off, did you?
Well, I guess you could put it that way.
That's a young man's game.
It is. That's a really tough.
Yeah, it is.
But we ran the north all the time during the winter then. Now in the winter, we go south. We kind of snowbirded.
That's what that is, snowbird, right?
Yeah,
you kind of moving out of there.
It converts into a what do they have down there in Florida? Is it
flamingo?
Flamingos, yeah.
We paint this baby a flamingo, right?
Yeah. It turns pink and the legs stretch. Instead of being like her with no legs, they get some legs like me, and that way they can be a flamingo.
Well, I tell you what, inside we're going to show pictures of it, but inside you've done a lot of work inside, right? So kind of tell me a little bit about what all you did in here.
Okay, the floor was about the first thing we did. My youngest son and I took this floor out and just before Valentine's Day about 14 years ago, and we call that her Valentine's present.
That diamond
plate floor.
Diamond plate floor.
Yeah. So
Happy Valentine's Day, honey. You got a diamond plate floor.
And she liked it. She liked it.
I get you.
Okay.
No, I like it too. It's pretty cool.
Those headlights was her birthday present this last year.
Oh. Well, you know what? You are easy to please. Let me tell you what. My wife does not want headlights, and she doesn't want a diamond plate floor. But what else you got? You got a lot else going on here. You've done a lot of lights.
We started with the floor, and then we started moving up. The dash, the floor we was shut down for 3 days.
Right, I got you.
But the dash and all that, we've not been shut down for anything else in there.
Just as you rolled through the scale house, you had one arm underneath,
Yeah.
waving out at them as you're putting in a new
holding
dash.
the gauges up.
Holding the gauges up.
Yeah.
I've been there, done that.
So that dash is 54 hours, but not down 1 minute.
And I like it.
We tuck one section out at a time.
I like it.
It's,
What'd you say?
Had a shipper and receiver.
Had a
Yeah.
shipper, yeah, like
I
they
get
like
to
they
jabbering
respected
too much,
your
but-
time, right?
I get to jabbering too much, but she knows every aspect of this truck because her hands have done it too. She'll tell people, "Oh, he done this, he done that," but she's fibbing. Now I hate to admit that she's fibbing, but yeah, she has had her hands on. Even the, I mean, I like her to have nails and everything, but when we have a mechanical issue, she straps on her gloves and puts her coveralls on. She plows right in the middle of it.
Well, you know, it is nice that y'all are out there doing what you're doing, heroes of the road, making it happen. Are you doing more than just one show this year? This one, are you doing any more?
We typically try to do one a month through the summer. This year we'll have to wait and see. Well, this is our third one this year, but we'll have to wait and see what the fuel does to us.
It's not high or nothing, is it?
Not high compared to gold.
Yeah.
But you know.
But I'll tell you, you know, and as we talk about that, how has that changed the way you run the price of fuel? Really, I mean, honestly, and I just want to hear it. I mean, how is this affecting not only the owner operator, but the you know the guy out there with his own authority running out there trying to make a living? How has that really impacted what you're doing?
Let me put it to you in percentages, because to me that's the easiest way to understand it. When we figure what we can bid on a load, we figure driver wages at 25%,
Yep.
fuel at a maximum of 25%, and typically we can run from 18 to 22. That's where we have ran for, say, an average over the last several years.
Right.
So everything is in percentages. Everything else comes after the 25 and 25. Right now, fuel is running on an average of about 33%.
Right.
Driver wages are still at 25 when there's enough left to get paid.
I get it.
But the percentages are way out of whack right now
Right.
because of this high price fuel. You know, when we bid our loads, we're completely independent. We have our own authority. That's what we was sitting there when you walked up. We was looking for a load to book out of here. So we go on the internet and we're looking, but we're having to take into consideration everywhere we go. Everything is up. Tolls are up. The fuel's up. Food's up.
Food's up.
Yeah, and that's really bad.
Yeah, I know, because I'm not missing a meal.
Me either. I mean, hey, we got to do what you got to do.
You know, and as we talk about that, and let's be sincere about it. Last year, about this time, it was better because fuel was down.
Yeah.
You know, price was up
We
out
had a
there.
good year last
Yeah,
year.
it had a great year last year,
Yeah.
and I think anybody that's getting into it this year and having a big truck payment and having that over your head, it's not going to work as well as if you're substantiated like you are in the business.
The people coming in, the used truck market has been crazy.
Absolutely.
The last year and a half, or maybe a little more. Well, those folks that have bought in at,
50% or more.
markup on those used
Yeah.
trucks, I feel for them because even us, as seasoned as we are, we still have certain bills. We just put a new engine in.
Absolutely.
$40 grand, so we've got payments on that.
Right.
We've got house payments. As the way we feel and feel like we're struggling, I can only feel sorry for those folks because they came in on a real high market,
Right.
and then
Budgeted that way.
and it dropped right out from under them.
Right.
So I honestly don't see how they can survive.
I don't either. I really think they're going to have to turn to someone else, a company or something like
We're seeing
that.
a lot of people on Facebook saying, "Well, we're going to have to sell our truck." Boy, that's sad. That is just so sad to hear somebody, because you can see it in what they write that they're brokenhearted, and a lot of people have worked for years and years to get to that point where they could step out on their own
And go for that American dream, right?
Unfortunately, a lot of times the difference between success and failure is timing. It's not something you do, it's timing.
Absolutely.
The economy changes, you can't change that. I mean, our honest opinion, we don't have the leadership in our government that we need. You know, we're giving oil away to other nations. We need to be trading the money we're sending to Ukraine for oil.
My question to you: if you had to talk to somebody out there starting in the industry today, or because you've been here a while, you've been doing this more than a minute, right?
Yeah.
Right?
May 8th made 42 years for
40
me.
days, just a little over a minute.
She's
then.
been out on the road with me and had her CDL for about 18 years.
So let's get it to, you've been doing this a long time, and I'll tell you what, here at BCB Live, we talk a lot about safety, how important it is, what we do out there on the road. How important is it to you when you interact with those drivers out there and those four-wheelers out there on the road? How is it important to you do more than they do?
We preach at new drivers and other drivers all the time about safety. Safety is one thing, for the most part, that you can control.
That's right.
Even if it's other drivers, you know, if they're acting irate, just back away.
Right. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. The conflict and the cutoffs and you know, the anxiety that it builds up. Now, she don't get road rage when she's driving,
right?
But she gets it when I'm driving.
That's fair. That just seems fair, right?
But
you can get it anytime, but she gets it when you're driving.
Our train horns are in the middle, goes the valve, and she'll be honking the train. Well, I'll be driving. She'll be honking the train horn, and I'm looking around like, who's honking? She's like, I done that. I'm like, oh, you scared me. I thought somebody's gonna run over us or something, you know.
So let me ask you a question. So you basically have your apartment on wheels, right?
Right.
How important is it to you, now that you've had that and you get to be out there on that it really allows you to relax, right, and rest better, I think, than most, right? It does, right?
Yes, you can go. I mean, as soon as you get off work, you can go home, like you're going home,
right?
Shower, eat.
Home, right?
Yeah, we make a joke, like if we see a Love's or something coming up, we know we're going to stop there for the night. I'll say, hey, we're home for the night, you know. But he's made mine where it's home. I mean, it's got everything that we ever need.
A woman needs to be more. She needs to be more homey, wherever she's at.
Right.
Guys, you know, we get a good meal and a shower every couple or 3 days, you know. I mean, you could shave now, but, you know, we
Thank you very much for calling that out. My razor's broke. I came out here.
Yeah, I got an extra one.
I'll dry shave right here in front of y'all.
I'm just messing with you.
Come on.
But anyway, you know, it's really important. So what we've tried to do is convert this truck sleeper into a mobile home. You know, it is pretty, and it looks like a lot of fun. I mean, it looks great. How long do y'all plan on doing this? If you've only been doing it 42 years, yeah.
I mean, you're looking at another 42, maybe.
You know, maybe 38.
Yeah, something like that. Round that up to a solid 80.
Yeah, but yeah. You know, right now we don't have any plans of retirement.
Right, I got you. No, you shouldn't. If you're doing it.
The downside of being self-employed,
right,
you don't have the benefits.
Right, I get it.
So nobody's paying in any retirement for us. It's just what we can accumulate ourselves. And last year, accumulation was possible.
Right.
This year,
not so much.
Not at all.
Because
by the time you get the bills paid, you're out of money. So, but back to answering your question, we've just tried to take this sleeper and make it as homey. And I try to listen for things that she says, you know, that she likes.
Right.
And then I try to think of somehow to build that. And that's tough when I'm not carpentry inclined.
Neither am I.
Yeah, he can't shave either.
I can, I just didn't want to, but go ahead.
But so, you know, I try to figure those things out to make her very comfortable. But at the beginning, being comfortable was not the primary reason for this sleeper. It was health. Eating bad.
Yeah.
And at 2 heart attacks, for me, we decided, okay, we got to figure out how to eat better.
Right.
Not less, just
healthier.
Healthier. So we have a full kitchen.
Nice.
And she can actually cook a meal
Right.
We have a barbecue grill in this toolbox behind me.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Green, it matches the truck.
Is it a green
It's
grill?
green,
It's
yeah.
of course it is.
Of course. You know, what could you expect, right? You know, but
Green's not y'all's favorite color, is it?
it was not hers, but I like to think it's grown on her.
Yeah.
We was gonna go blue. This truck was teal when we bought it.
Oh, nice. I like teal.
This,
But I like green too. It's
this
nice.
was a faded teal,
Uh-huh.
and I mean it was probably the original paint,
Right.
and it didn't look very good. So we said, okay, what color are we gonna go with? First we thought we'd go blue,
Right.
but there's so many blue trucks.
Right.
My favorite color's always been green. So I told her, I said, you know, how would you feel about going green? She's like, well, I'm with you, whatever you decide, you know.
That's kind of a tricky cool. That's
Yeah.
kind of a that's yeah. I get how that works.
So we got the hood tore off in Oklahoma City. We was in a truck stop getting a bite to eat, and so when we got a new hood, we went ahead and had it painted this color green. We looked and looked and looked for this color green, and so we had it painted. So the rest of the truck was teal with that green hood. That made her like that green a lot better because it was compared to that teal. So she's like, you know, I'm liking that green pretty good. So we went ahead and got the rest of the truck.
And Phyllis, as we continue to talk about what's going on in the country, we talk about that. I'll tell you what, we've seen a huge increase in women in trucking, right?
Right.
Across the country. I think one of the things that I'd like to ask you about is that truly one of the drawbacks of what women had in the beginning of getting into trucking was safety, right? They
Right.
wanted to feel safe. How important it is that you feel safe out there running the road, being out there on the road?
I think it's very important, mostly if they're by themselves. I have a big guy here to take care of me, but you know,
A
most of,
trucking buddy?
but the other ones, we have our license conceal and carry license.
I got you.
If you don't feel comfortable with a gun, then get you a taser or something, or take a class.
Yeah,
you know,
learn
to learn how to protect yourself.
And I just want you to know, as we talk about it, as an example, you're not big. I mean, you're not a big person.
No.
I mean, I'm big, and you're big, but you're really not a big person. But you aren't intimidated by these things.
No.
Not at all. You run this thing, right?
Right.
This is yours, and you manage it, and you move it down the road with all ease. You back it up yourself. You unhook it. You do whatever, right?
Right.
Whatever's necessary. It is impressive, and I want how comfortable do you feel around the big rigs now?
I feel more comfortable. I mean, it's mine. I get out and talk to other drivers. Before they wouldn't talk to me because I was a woman. They thought I was a hooker, and but now they're accepting the women in this.
We need them, don't we?
Right, we do.
We need them. We need talent. We need smarts. We need all of that, and that's all inclusive.
And women takes more pride in the job they do because they're trying to prove themselves.
Yeah, I it's a shame that they have to try to prove themselves, right? But I think as an industry, we've come and we've turned a corner a little bit on accepting them who they are and
Right.
what they can do.
Right.
Because I can tell you right now, I walk out here in this trucks and I walk up and down. There's women out here with some beautiful trucks
Oh,
out
yeah,
here, and you
yeah.
know what? They are just as proud and just running up and down the road as they are. If you had to make the women coming into the industry, what's the best advice you could give them today?
Come in and do proud. We have a video out there, the Goose, and one girl come up to me yesterday, and she come up and she was crying. She says, I wanted to be a truck driver.
Uh-huh.
You made me be a truck driver because
Inspired her.
Yeah, she says, I watched your video and I decided that I could be a truck driver.
Yeah.
I teared up. I mean,
I'm already crying. I'm crying right now.
Yeah.
I'm crying right now. Hey, you know what? I tell you what, and I like that. I like the idea that you lead the way and that we have that out there. It's going to take all of us to make this work.
Right.
And I truly believe with a driver shortage and with what all's going on out there, because I mean, we talk about it today, but what a great solution if we can be that inclusive of women out there
Right.
and accept them. And not only do we want you to come out and be a truck driver, we want you to be a safe truck driver.
Right.
And we want you to be a good truck driver.
Right.
Right. I mean, really, we want you to, there's more than just driving a truck, more than just holding a wheel. It's about the way you live. It's about the way you feel. And you know what? When you get behind that wheel, it's all about how you do it. I'll tell you what, I appreciate what y'all are doing. I appreciate what y'all do out there on the road for as American heroes out there running back and forth. I mean, you know what? We talk about that. We look back at COVID last year, actually brought to spotlight drivers for the first time in a long time about how wonderful a job they're doing, and I think people actually appreciated what happened. And I think it's very important, don't you agree? And tell me about that. It's important that we remember that, right, as a public.
You know, COVID done a lot of things to this country. One of the few good things is that it brought out the need, the necessity for these trucks.
Right.
Because when people goes in and they see the shelves are empty,
right,
it's like, why are these shelves empty? And they realize that they need these trucks.
Correct.
Now it's kind of like the Bible and 9/11. After 9/11, everybody wanted a Bible, but in a short period of time that vanished. Well, in a short period of time after COVID, we're already seeing that vanish. But you know, we're going to do all we can to keep trucking with a positive outlook. We love it when these kids come by and, you know, I'm going to be a trucker, you know, and that really means a lot to us. But COVID done a lot of good things for the country. I mean, it done some hindrances.
I agree. I mean, there was a lot, but we learned some valuable lessons,
absolutely,
right? And
absolutely.
I think one of those valuable lessons is the importance of respecting what we have on the shelf, right? Because we took that for granted.
Yeah.
I mean, we all did, right? I mean, each and every one of us walked in the grocery store and expected those shelves to be full. And for the first time in history that we've truly seen in our generation, those shelves weren't full.
Those people are looking down, seeing a truck come in the driveway and say, hey, we're going to get something today. It's like Christmas, you know.
You know, and I think it's taught us a valuable lesson. Well, look, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your truck. I appreciate y'all coming to the truck show, and we're glad that you're here. One thing before we go, I'm going to ask you to state your name, who you're with, Snow Trucking, and that you're watching BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. Can you do that for me?
My name's Daniel Snow. This is my wife, Phyllis. We own the Goose sitting here behind you, a 1996 Freightliner Classic XL. We're very proud to be live on BCB at the Walcott Iowa 80 Jamboree.